Hey guys, on this hike I went out to Deep Creek Lakes and Ice Lakes Trail. It's basically the same trail I did last year, but instead of starting at Worthen Meadows, I started here at Middle Fork. I got a late start. It was like 3:30 when I hit the trail. So I hiked in. This trail is beautiful along here up to the Paposia Falls. And then I think right in here there's a split trail that takes you up. It's really nice. You get a really good view of the falls. But when I came in, I took this trail in, hiked. I didn't know how far I was going to go in. I wanted to make it to Three Forks Park, and I did that day. It's like, according to the map, it's 10 miles. According to the trail marker here, it says it's 10 and a half. But I did that in like 4.5 hours. I just pounded it out, which I kind of regretted the next day, but that's okay. So we stayed here, then hiked back up to Pinto Park Trail. This climb in here is not too terribly bad. And then once you get up here, it kind of levels off a little bit. I mean, you have your ups and stuff. But from Teo Park to here is like 1,500 feet in elevation gain. And then I got off on the Deep Creek Cutoff Trail in here. Really beautiful in here as well. This whole area is beautiful. Into here to Deep Creek Lake. This is great. This is one of my favorite places besides the Cirque so far. If you're going to climb Wind River Peak, which is like right here, it's off the map. The best way that I've been told is to come up here, and then there's Chimney Rock, and then there's this little saddle. But anyway, I stopped here for lunch. Then I continued down along here. Up and down throughout this entire trail, but all these lakes in here are so beautiful. This one right here, there is a little trail that'll take you up here, and this is really beautiful in here. You also kind of lose the trail in here too, so you kind of gotta figure it out through here, but then it picks up really good again here. Then you come up, and then right here is the start of what they would call Ice Lakes Pass. It's not officially that name, but it's a steep drop. Here you go, steep drop into here, and then you get a little saddle, and then it's all steep downhill all the way through here, and then into Teo Park. And then I ended up camping right here on night 2. Then I took this trail through Bill's Park, Gills Park, crossed at Three Forks. I was thinking about staying in here somewhere, but it was still pretty early, and there was a really cool campsite back in here I was going to stay at, so I just kept pushing forward. And that's when I accidentally got off onto this this trail that went up and over, so I missed that campsite. So once I came down, I was already at the fall split. So I said fuck it, so I just kept going back to so it was only a 2-nighter, but it was almost 40 miles. So I'm here at the Middle Fork Trailhead right off of Bruce's parking lot. We're gonna head up past Paposia Falls, then follow the Paposia River. Kind of getting a late start today, but hopefully we make it into Three Forks Park. It's inwards about 8 miles, I think. But we're gonna just get on the trail here and go, and if it starts getting late, I'll just find a campsite.
Not too far in on the trail. Just thought I'd stop and take a little bit of video. Some Proposia down there. Now we're starting to gain some elevation. Only under maybe a quarter mile to the falls. Should be nice to get above 10,000 feet again. Probably won't be until tomorrow. It's kind of hot. I think we're probably sitting at like maybe 8,000, 8,500, I'm not sure. But even if you just take this trail into the falls, it's a beautiful trail up through this canyon. It looks like we've kind of topped off on this ridge. A little different terrain now. It's kind of nice mix between alpine or aspen and evergreen. I think we should be topped out for this trail until we start heading up into on the Pinto Park Trail. This should be a gradual downhill level, uphill, slight uphill, nothing too insane. Down to Sheep's Bridge, and then the hike from Sheep's Bridge to Three Forks Park. It's not too bad. I was on it last year. It's kind of small up and downs the whole way, but pretty easy trail. Still pretty hot though. That's why I like to get started early. So it's kind of get the majority of your hiking in before it's hot. And you got time to set up camp and kind of relax. I'll probably be hiking pretty close till dark. If I can make Three Forks Park before it gets dark, that'll be great. Now this trail is between Bruce's Park and Sheep's Bridge is a lot more beautiful than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was just going to be, kind of tree covered most of the way. Not very many views, but once you get up here a little higher, it's really beautiful and tons of camping spots. Still following along the Proposia right now. It should be about 1.5 miles from Sheep's Bridge. Well, there's Wind River Peak. We'll be at the base of that tomorrow. Alright, we're at the Middle Fork Sheep's Bridge Trail junction. I was going to stop here and eat, but I forgot that we're kind of far from the water. So I'm just going to keep on. I think it's like, it's not that far down here where the trail runs right next to the river. Now, backtracking. Stop and get some water, have something to eat. Bugs are starting to come out, so I'm gonna go ahead and get my bug spray on. It's still a little too warm for my long sleeve. Got about 1 mile to go. Starting to lose daylight pretty quick. We should be there just in time to have probably about a solid hour till the sun goes down. So should be all good. Set up the tent quick, throw up bear line, start something to eat. Well, I made it to Three Forks Park. It's a little buggy, but I kind of figured so. Nobody's here. It's awesome. Might actually have a fire tonight. Somebody left me a bunch of wood. Alright, well, I got tent all set up, bear line up. Food kind of started. Just kind of hydrating and stuff. It's soup tonight, so I'm just gonna add a little bit more water and warm it back up. I'm gonna finish setting up my bedding, light the fire, and eat. So I'm just about all packed up. I'm gonna have something to eat, drink a bunch of water. I did the math. It was yesterday we did like 2 or 3 tenths shy of 10 miles. I'm gonna hike up into Deep Creek Lakes. Probably stay there. That's what I'm thinking. If not, I'll spend some time there and maybe hike down to Tejo Park. So we basically gained the ridge line. About 600 feet in elevation we gained, and like probably about half to 3/4 mile. We've still got, I think, two maybe 300 more feet to gain, but it's gonna be pretty gradual if I remember right. So I'm on the Deep Creeks cutoff trail now. From Three Forks Park to the trail is about 1,000 feet of elevation gain. I thought it was more like 6 or 7, but it's all pretty gradual. And then two women sitting there. One of them I recognize from YouTube, Shelly Johnson. It was pretty crazy. They're on a 32-mile day hike. They started out at Big Sandy, and I think they're going to either Middle Fork or where the Meadows trailhead. Pretty funny. Other than that, I think I've only seen a couple groups of people since the split at the Pacoja Falls. It's kind of nice. I mean, well, I guess it's Sunday. Still the weekend though. Oh, we're here at Deep Creek. The lake should only be like 1.5 miles uphill or upstream from here. I forgot how beautiful this area was. I forgot to mention that sitting there talking when I was talking with Shelly, her husband's actually from Omaha, where I'm from. Pretty strange coincidence. Alright, we're at Deep Creek Lakes. One of them anyway. There's another one back behind over there. Actually, I think there's two of them back there, I think. To look at the map, but it's one of my most favorite hikes. At least places anyway. And the Ice Lakes Trail, it's over there. Boulder hopping to get there. Oh man, there's some big fucking trout in here. I should have brought my pole. Fuck. Well, here's a little better view of the Deep Creek Lakes. Find a nice little spot for me to have some lunch. It's so cool how the snow sits up there like that. With this cool cascading stream coming down. Continental Divide's just right over that. And it feeds down into this little lake. And it keeps on going down. Yeah, this trail is just riddled with a bunch of little lakes. Some of them are nothing but puddles. I think there's only a few with fish. I was told Jug Lake and Boot Lake are both fishable. And then Deep Creek Lake. As far as this one, I don't know. Oh, a point that I haven't brought up. When you come out to the winds, make sure you study your map and everything. Last year when I was on this trail, I got off trail over on the other side here, and I ended up way the fuck up over in here somewhere. And I had to come down and shimmy along this fucking ledge. But there is a really cool looking lake up there. I think that's probably what happened is I got off on a side foot trail or whatever. But it's not uncommon out here in the winds for the trail just to kind of disappear sometimes. Especially at a lot of the rockier places. Usually there's lots of cairns, like when we were on when we were crossing the tundra over a Lizardhead. But not always. So gotta make sure you study your maps a little bit, and if you're using GPS or whatever, it's a little easier, but it's so clear. It's all glacier water. Right up here is the Continental Divide. Can't see Wind River Peak, but it's just on the other side of this this big cliff. I actually think that might be Chimney Rock. And then from Chimney Rock there's a saddle that goes up under Wind River Peak. Well, here's Boot Lake. And just on the other side of that hill is Jug Lake. You know, I'm hiking this trail and I'm trying to wonder what kind of fucking crazy game trail it was on last year, because like the last mile, I don't even remember at all. So I'm sitting here at I think it's like just a little bit of above 11,000. This is what some YouTube people and some blogs this thing called the Ice Lakes Pass. If you're coming in from Teo Park, you gotta come up all these switchbacks, and then drops you down into the Ice Lakes Basin. Right there we got Wind River Peak. Actually pretty easy to summit right now. Just follow this ridge line and then jump on this other one. But it's getting really late, or it's getting late, and I told Sandra I wouldn't do any peaks without her, so we'll have to save this one for some other time. Either after Montana or next year. Well, that's what we came down. There's a little lake here. Last year I camped back in these trees. But you can, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but you can see all the way down into Lander Valley. Well, we're on the home stretch to camp tonight. Sweetwater Gap over there, and down along the bottom is the Little Fork drainage. It comes from the Continental Divide, and then it'll go down past all the parks: Bills Park, Gills Park, Teo Park first, but then Three Forks Park, and then down through Sheep's Bridge. I passed through here last year and it looked like there was some cool campsites, so I stayed here last night. Kind of buggy back here in the trees, but you know, it's not too bad with long sleeves and long pants. I had to put the bug net on for a little while last night, but other than that, it wasn't too bad. Well, we're going to start the day off with a nice cold stream crossing. Should warm up later, so it'll be alright. Three weeks ago I couldn't cross this, it was running so fast. Now it's nice and calm. We'll have to cross this again at Three Forks Park. Well, here's Bill's Park. Wish I had my camera out like 5 minutes ago. There's a bald eagle that swooped down out of the tree. Picked up a trout. Went over there. Oh well. Well, we're back at Three Forks Park. Last stream crossing for the day. Major one anyway. I tried crossing this 3 weeks ago and it was almost waist deep. So we'll see how deep it is this time. Not nearly as deep, I'll tell you that. almost to the knees of the deep part. And after lunch I'll have to decide if I want to stay here or tonight, or maybe hike out a couple more miles. So I had lunch. I decided I'm gonna press on a little further. I don't know if you can see it or not, but if you can zoom in or whatever, there's Paposia Falls. I didn't even see this when I came up this way. So it doesn't show on the map, but there's two trails. This is the one I just came off of. It goes up and over this knoll, gives you great views of the falls. And then there's this trail I came in on. And I think the campsite I want is that way, and I am not going to backtrack. So if it is not up here, I am going to just huff it back to the truck, because it's only like a mile and a half. Didn't really want to, but if I can't find it, if I already passed that camp, there's nowhere else to camp until the truck anyway. So I'm just gonna keep going and see what happens.